We have all seen a movie or read a comic strip where an alien comes off a UFO and says, "Take me to your leader." Every group of people has someone who is selected as a leader. Sometimes they inherit the position, and sometimes they must earn the people's trust to gain the position of leadership. In this week's Torah portion called Lafayette, Jacob needs to leave his parents' house after stealing his brother Esau's blessing. He thinks he's only going to his uncle Laban's house, but in fact, this is just the beginning of his world tour. As he's leaving Beersheba, he lays his head down on a rock to rest. That night, he dreams of a ladder reaching towards the heavens with angels going up and down. From the top, God says to him, "I, the Eternal, am the God of Abraham and the God of Isaac. The land which you are lying I will give to you and your descendants. Your descendants will multiply, and you shall spread out to the west and the east and the north and the south. Through you and your descendants, all the families of the earth shall find blessing. I promise to you that I will watch over you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this very place." God makes a promise to Jacob, but Jacob doesn't blindly accept the offer. Jacob then makes a counteroffer, saying, "If God remains with me and protects me on this journey, and gives me bread to eat and clothes to wear, and if I return safely to my father's house, then God shall be my God." This is Jacob's first encounter with God. When Jacob hears God's promise, he must be thinking to himself, "By golly, God must really respect me. I've never met God, and he's acting like I'm as important as my father and grandfather." Jacob is excited, but wants to test God's loyalty. He doesn't know if God will actually fulfill his promise. Therefore, Jacob responds with a bargain. If God fulfills his part of the deal, then Jacob is willing to allow God to be his leader. Jacob teaches us that we have the capability to speak out and bargain with God. If we think God is being unfair, or we are not ready to make God our leader, then we can disagree with God. If we can challenge God, the ultimate leader, then we can challenge anyone who wants to be our leader. If someone is running for a leadership position, we need to make sure we agree with all their terms. We shouldn't vote for them because they are popular, have the best or funniest commercials, or spread the most propaganda. We should choose a leader because they promote justice, show loyalty to their people, and live by what they say. Many leaders say one thing when they're running for office and act differently when they get the position. Like Jacob, we need to challenge our ideas and make sure they will be the leaders they say they are going to be. We must also be partners with our leaders. Jacob knew that God had a special relationship with his grandfather Abraham and his father Isaac, but now it was his turn to create his own relationship with God. As I'm becoming a bar mitzvah, it is my time to make my own connections, start expressing my own opinions, whether it is with God or other leaders. One of the things I'm looking forward to is traveling to Washington, D.C. with my confirmation class in 10th grade. On that trip, I will have the opportunity to lobby my senators and representatives. I will fulfill my duty to tell them what I think and make sure my opinions count. Jacob reminds us this Shabbat to speak up to our leaders and make sure they provide us with the things we need. As partners, we can work together with our leaders to make this world a better place. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.